All right. All right, everyone, this is Staff Junkie. Welcome to my triple staff foundations tutorial. We're going to be doing a small set. Bear with me. This is the third time I've had to reshoot this video. So we're going to start with basic contact drills. Let me make sure this shit's still recording. All right. So, one will be drawing circles. Palms down. Your wrist will come here and your thumb will be up. So it will be resting on, you can even make it a 3-point contact. So you have your inside wrist in between your thumbs, and I'm using my pinky just to give a leverage, but you don't actually need that. This kind of starts into pressure locks, which I can't really remember right now. But so as you go closer to the outside wick, your motion will become shorter and faster. As you start moving closer to the center of your staff, the motion will become longer and slower. To make this movement more smooth, you can start adding footwork. So if you turn your left foot or opposite foot out, you get a little smoother motion. You take this one step further with left foot out, turn your right step takes a full step, and then moving your left foot back to where it was and stepping out. Just to make sure you see my feet. Once you have this down, you can start working on a perpetual motion. And eventually you can which is actually a move that Linda Farkas uses in some of her fire shows. So once you have that, this is one of the most underrated contact drills, in my opinion. It's one of the ones I usually practice before I do any type of other drill contact. And after that, we will move into some basic 1, 2, and 3 beat spins. Just to sort of get our wrists used to the motion of entry points. Using a stall point to reverse directions. And to the other side. One of the important things when practicing spinning is starting to slow the staff down. You can really control its lines, its horizontal and vertical planes, and then even maybe starting to count to create a really good rhythm with your practice. So 1 ta, te, ta, 2 ta, te, ta, 3 ta, te, ta, and then switching, moving into the 2 beat, into the 3. We're practicing them individually and switching each time. Efficiency, I like to just do all the sides on one side and then reverse directions. Another thing, since this is sort of the beginning foundations, I'd like to get into efficiency of practicing. So what most people do is they practice the same move over and over and over again, which is great for your short-term memory, but once you go home, eat some food, take a nap, it's going to be really hard to remember a lot of what you did. So it's actually most efficient to do several reps or sets of something and then switch on to something different and then coming back to that later. So you're kind of like spreading out your practice over a longer period of time. That way you're starting to work those long-term brain cells and neurons to create the connections that you need to retain information. So the next one will be wrist, arm, shoulder, arm, wrist. And the way you learn this is by keeping the opposite hand on your head, and then the back of your wrist. That was a real shit one. There we go. So it's the same concept with an angel roll. You are keeping your arm out a little bit, so you have a little bit more of a level surface with your shoulder to catch the stick as it comes out. Alright. So now we'll start moving into the more multi-staff drills, which are number 1, arm rolls. Working on keeping the stick perfectly horizontal the entire way. So that's level 1. Level 2 will be with 2 sticks. Hopefully you don't have to turn that much, but it's literally just roll. Shit. Roll and catch. Alright, so that's level 2. Let me try to get one good one. So there's on this catch there's a sweet spot where this staff will stall, and then you can start using this stick in the center point to roll to one side or the other to give the stick a little bit more momentum. So you can roll it to this side, and it will give the staff a little bit reverse momentum. Alright, and then another really good drill that I like to get into before we get too far is just simple stalls. So you have this stick here, and then we're gonna flex the wrist, and we're gonna create really sharp angles with both our wrists and the sticks, so we can have a lot of control over here. And as we exaggerate that angle, we can start to hold this stick, and we can actually hold it at a very, very surprisingly vertical angle, which will put us close to our balances. After those, we'll move on to level 3 of your arm rolls, which is this. And then, once you have that down, you can start to practice stalling, reversing. This is actually a really good drill right here. Oops, playing with a stick. Back and forth. You ever watch someone like Soul Riso? They can do this very, very quickly. So we again thinking about that concept of rolling the staff to one side to manipulate the other one. So here we can roll it to the outside to give it a forward arm roll. We could also roll it to the other side, give it on the outside, coming out of your pinky side, which is really useful when you start looking for manipulations with 3. one sequence right there that you can kind of just practice. Go to the other side, the outside, catching on your pinky, and you get into that shape right there. This is a really good cross staff technique. So here, there's one more. That's it actually. We'll stop there for sequence 1.